Yo, what is going, guys? This is JMONEY back again with another Hearthstone video, and today I have a deck recommendations video for you for climbing in Standard after the nerfs to Thirsty Drifter, Molten Giant, as well as Showdown. And the meta has seemed to quickly adapted to these changes, and I've got about 10, 11 decks, technically 11, but 2 are the same archetype, just with like a little change. And I'll explain that in a second. But first, before we get into that, be sure to like and subscribe so that way you do not miss out on any Hearthstone content. So we start out this video with Handbuff Paladin. Yeah, it has taken over the game again. Once again, this is getting about 56% win rate from Diamond through Legend since the nerfs happened, and almost 57 actually. So yeah, really good list here. You basically buff up your board, buff up your hand with things like Painter's Virtue, which you can cheat out with Instrument Tech, which you can also buff up the weapon with Air Guitarist. Some lists run Air Guitarist. I like it. It gives a little bit of extra variety to the list. And you could also buff everything up with Grime Street, Outfitter, and Muscletron. And basically just try and get your hand as big as possible for things like Leroy into, where is she? The Outfit Tailor. That is basically the OTK, as well as Southsea Deckhand also. And yeah, it also runs Acolyte of Pain to try and get more minions into the hand. It also runs Magatha, so you could try and draw like a bunch of minions to the hand if you don't have any right off the bat. Living Horizon is actually a pretty good card in this list, especially where you're gonna try and have a big hand. Living Horizon, especially if you can get it buffed up, could be a very good thing to have on there. And also, key card in this list is Ziliax, because not only will you be able to summon a copy of it, but at the start of each turn, it doubles its attack. Both of them do. So if you can get this out, both of them should be able to stick. At least one of them should, because they are both 4/6s, and if you hand buff them any at all, they're going to be at least 5/7s and beyond. So these will be able to stick very easily, and they'll be able to double the attack on the start of your turn and basically just wreck your opponent. But yeah, I'm probably gonna try this list out for a video very soon, and yeah, it'll be a good showcase if this is an actual good deck for you guys to run. But yeah, basically this deck is basically gonna be the deck that everyone is gonna try and counter. So all these other decks, they are basically good counters for Handbuff Paladin a lot of the time. And secondly, second deck of the video, we have Reno Hunter. This is also around 56% win rate in Diamond through Legend since the patch. Yeah, with especially with Ziliax having the virus module, I believe. Yeah, the virus module as well as the perfect module. This has been a very popular combination as of late in all of the Reno lists. They are running the Perfect Module and Virus Module, where they used to run the Twin Module and Perfect Module, but this list, where it has the Reborn as well as the Divine Shield and Rush and Taunt, it has been incredible in all the Reno lists, especially Reno Warrior, which we'll get to that. But yeah, Reno Hunter with things like Mystery Egg to get out things like Tyrannosaurus into your hand. Thunderbringer is a possible chance. King Plush, if you can get that as well, that'll be insane. And then just basically get Stranglethorn Heart to try and get all these minions out, like Mukla and Tyrannosaurus and King Plush, and basically just try and kill your opponent as fast as possible. but it also has decent early game as well. Very, very good early game with things like Thormantle, Musician, Sneaky Snakes, Costume Singer to draw these secrets like Bait and Switch and Hidden Meaning. Patchwork Pal, still insane. You got Kill Command in here for a little bit of extra burst if you need it. Camouflage Mount is really good, especially if you can get it on an early minion. And yeah, but there is also another variation of Reno Hunter I would like to make my case for, and that is a Reno Hunter with Product 9 in it. I know it's a beast, so technically it dilutes the mystery egg pool, but actually, sometimes if you get the mystery egg into Product 9, a lot of times it can just recast like 5 secrets at once and everything, and you can just do that over and over and over again, and it's really, really good. And I'm a big fan of this list. I much prefer this list to the other one. So it's up to you if you guys want to use this variation of the list or not, but both variations will be in the description. So yeah, at least go ahead and try them out and let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, very, very similar things, except this one has a little bit more secret synergy with the secrets, as well as I put in the Spellstone just because it's one of my favorite cards of all time, if I'm being completely honest. So it's just up to personal preference. If you want probably more consistency, go with the other list. But I much prefer more fun with the Product 9, so I like to use this list, which still does really, really good, which I did a video on it. Be sure to go check that out if you have not already. And then we have a third hunter list in a row. It is very good to be a hunter right now. It's very good to be a hunter fan right now because you have a secret hunter right here with Product 9. It casts all these secrets: Bait and Switch, Bargain Bin, Explosive Trap, Hidden Meaning, Ice Trap. I prefer Ice Trap. Love it whenever I whenever I cast it on and my opponent falls for it, and they just have to spend even more mana on this. But you also have things such as Mantle Shaper for easy cheat out minion. You have this version of Ziliax with the Haywire module and Power module, so that way you can get a 5/7 that doubles its attack every turn. That can be really good. Vicious Slither Spear can get out of hand really, really fast. Observer of Mysteries can get you some Mage Secrets if you're lucky, and get you some counter spells that you can recast with Product 9. Titanforge Traps can get you some extra good secrets if you need them right off the bat. Costume Singer, very good draw in this deck. And Starstrung Bow for even more burst in this deck. And then this deck has been surging in popularity and also win rate since the nerfs have happened, but it is Insanity Warlock or Fatigue Warlock, however you like to whatever you like to use to call it. I've made a video about this list also, so be sure to go check that out. The only new card that's in this list is Domino Effect, it looks like. So other than that, it plays the very same. It just has a little bit of extra removal for things that can swarm the board easy, if you have any trouble with that. But yeah, this list does play the same as it used to, with scaling your fatigue damage with Baritone Imp as well as Craze Conductor, and then you can just use Popgar as well as Crescendo for big AoE damage, as well as a good bit of lifesteal value gain from the Popgar. And you also have Encroaching Insanity that you can do to make your opponent hit fatigue really fast, and Void Virtuoso, so that way you don't take any of that damage, as well as Fellstring Harp. But Fracking is really good in this list as well. Symphony of Sins obviously has got to be in it. It's like the best Warlock card in the game right now, if I'm being completely honest. Trog Gem Tosser, basically 3 mana Pyroblast that can just deal 10 randomly, and it is very, very good. And you can copy everything with your Fizzle, and yeah, you can just draw till you get your snapshot and try and go in one turn. It is very, very good. And then we have Zoo Hunter, which is still very, very good. You have the early game with things like Thorn Mantle, Musician, as well as Vicious Slither Spear, Sneaky Snakes, Awakening Tremors. That is very, very good, along with the combo of Observer of Myths. And you also have Patchwork Pals, insane value. RC Rampage can scale up your hounds that you summon very, very fast and very, very make them very, very big. If they stick, you can play Saddle Up, so that way you can get random beasts. Leroy is in here for a little bit of extra burst damage. You have Agrimar in here because it's just very, very good, if I'm being honest. Agrimar is probably like one of my favorite Titans. I just love the value that you get off of it. You have Mantle Shaper whenever you get any spells in your hand out. It just decreases the value of it. Well, not increases the value of it. It decreases the cost of it. And then you have Ziliax with the Mass Mana Cheat and also the Mass Board buff to your minions. So it's very easy to get out, and also it can really buff your things such as your snakes, your monkeys that you get off of the barrel monkeys, RC Rampage. Whatever sticks, it's getting buffed by Ziliax. And this list is very good as well. It's remained up there in the top of the meta ever since it came out. And then we've got Zarimi Priest, which is still good even with the 1 mana nerf to Thirsty Drifter. It still plays the same. You play 8 dragons with and it's easy to get with things like Clay Matriarch, as well as all your 1 mana dragons like Gifrep Whelp and Kyurgen. It's very easy to get to there, and as well as your Whelp Wrangler. And you can still get your Thirsty Drifter stuff off for the OTK, basically with Zarimi. And you still have Ziliax in this list with the same modules as the Zoo Hunter, because it's very easy to make this deck. It's very easy to get out of control with everything that's in this that sticks. And then we have Reno Warrior, which is once again very, very good. Even though Deep Miner Brand got nerfed into the ground, it got taken back, it got shot, and it's back for vengeance. I think it's very safe to say. But yeah, it's very, very good still with all the same things that you had before. It's just where things like Trial by Fire got nerfed to 7, Deep Miner Brand got nerfed to 8. Ziliax is the only thing that's changed, really, where it's got the popular Reno version of Virus Module into Perfect Module, because they just both stick, and you can possibly get 2 copies of it, or even more with Inventor Boom. So yeah, it's not like people are going for the Perfect Module into Twin Module anymore. People are going for the Virus Module because of the Reborn. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense, if I'm being honest, because it has ruined a lot of my games on ladder, if I'm being completely honest. And yeah, in your ETC, I put Celestial Projectionist, Dirty Rat, as well as Fizzle. Dirty Rat is very good for the after you get Bran out, or if you want to try and get your opponent's Bran out, and you don't have a Dirty Rat of your own, you can get Dirty Rat off of ETC, and you can get a lot of value off of the Photographer Fizzle, and you can get even more value by Celestial Projectionist for a minion that is very, very good. Like, say, for example, an Ignis, or a Rushdraw Viper that sticks on the board, or something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. Or you can get another copy of Dirty Rat or Cobalt Miner, or one of your excavates. But yeah, Reno Warrior is still very, very good, even with the Deep Miner brand nerf. It's not as strong as it used to be by any means, but it is still up there with over 50% win rate. So I've got to at least recommend giving it a try. It'd be wrong of me to lie to you and say not to. So, but yeah, this list is still very, very good. And then we've got a little bit of a hybrid druid with things like an OTK with dollhouses into multiple versions of Swipe and Trog Gem Tosser. But mainly it's a lot of like Hero Power Druid meets like OTK Druid with spell damage stuff. And you also have the mana cheat with the board buff version of Ziliax. I'm going to put a different thing on there. There you go. I like having different cosmetics than the recursive module, if I'm being honest. Because where I just saw like recursive module for the longest time. But yeah, where you can get a good bit of things with Splish Splash Whelp getting a big lot of ramp with easy things to have in the hand, like an extra copy of Splish Splash Whelp, Chia Drake, or Phi. You can get that really, really good. Bottomless Toy Chest is really good for getting like an extra copy of Swipe or an extra copy of Trog Gem Tosser for... Once again, another 3-mana Pyroblast, essentially. It is very, very good. Magical Dollhouse can enable it, and you get 2 copies of it, basically. And then Chia Drake is very good. You get the Groovy Cat going, so that way you can get the Spread the Word going as well. You can get that going very easily. You can draw those out with Peaceful Piper. Yeah, I think I did a video about this druid list before. Let me go ahead and double check once again. I believe I just called it like Odin Druid or Hero Power Druid. Yeah, I have it right here back in at the start of the month. It was very good then. It's still good now. I personally recommend it, but at least give it a try. See if you like it. It may not be your line of play that you would do, but it depends. It depends on the person. But I at least recommend giving it a try. And then, once again, we have another Priest deck. Wow, 2 actual Priest decks that are meta. That has not happened in a while, if I'm being honest. But yeah, here we have Reno Priest. It is... So, Elise Badland Survivor is actually seeing play, unironically, because you can get things such as Amanthul, you can get out your Ziliaxes with the virus module as well as the perfect module, and you can get things like Yogg as well that can just be really, really, really good, if I'm being honest. that is like the dream for the Elise off of those minions. And then you have things such as the Clergy, because it's like one of the best cards. Psychic Conjurer to see... it's a good card that you can put in there. Creation Protocol, maybe you get an extra copy of Elise. That'd be really good. Another copy of Amanthul, another copy of Yogg, or whatever you need. It is insane. Dirty Rat for whenever you go up against Reno Warrior, if I'm being honest. Watcher of the Sun is very good heal. Benevolent Banker, good. Card Grader could get you to your Reno Warrior Elise if you are running short on those. Ignis is in here because, yeah, you forge with the Watcher of the Sun. It is really good. You forge with the Creation Protocol. You get the value off of it. ETC, you have the Dirty Rat in here. Rush Trot Viper, I believe that's an extra one. Yeah, you have an extra one in there. And an extra Puppet Theater, which I'm glad is seeing play because I think it's personally really good. I got destroyed when I was playing it with my Rainbow Death Knight because he just kept on getting... he kept on getting 1 mana versions of Hell Yeah, and I was like, oh god. Nomelia is also a good card to get off of the Elise, and yeah, it's got the cleave effect and also the deal 2 damage to all enemies in general. It is very, very good. I'm gonna try this out for a video here soon, so be on the lookout for that video. And then finally, we have the deck that I highlighted in the most recent video of the channel, which is Rainbow Death Knight. I've been playing a lot of this list in my free time, and it has been performing really good. I still need to make the final climb to Legend. I've been lacking on a lot of time to play it, but yeah, it's the same as it always has been with corpse spenders like Rune of Darkness, and you also have Army of the Dead to get your Climatic Necrotic Explosion to do a lot of damage. You also have Maw and Paw, but a lot of the times it does not stick very good. But you also have things like Hell Yeah for the plagues, as well as Down with the Ship. And then you also have some good corpse getters like Crop Rotation. And yeah, Primus is just like one of the best cards that Death Knight has had ever, if I'm being honest, as well as Reska. Reska can win you the game a lot of the time. Headless Horseman is very good value, especially if you can get the head off of it. But yeah, Sickly Guard Marker is still seeing play in this deck, even though it got nerfed to 4 mana. Even Threads of Despair seeing play, even though it got nerfed to 2 mana. It's still really good, if I'm being honest. I recommend running it. I have a lot of fun with it. And also you can freeze your opponent with Quartzite Crusher. That was really big when this deck was popular. Before the rotation of the sets and everything. But yeah, Quartzite Crusher, really, really good. Yeah, I don't have a lot of other words to say. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'll have all the decks in the description for you to get. Let me know what deck list you are running to try and get to Legend, or if you're already in Legend, let me know what deck list got you to Legend. But yeah, let me know what deck you want to see in the future on the channel. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe if you got to this point. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy.